Hi guys, I'm Mark and I'm an Oyster Boy, and today I am going to be making a beer kit which I've picked up from the Malt Miller. Today's one is a clone of Adnams Ghost Ship. They've done a really cool series of videos that you can watch. I think the link's up here for you to go and check those out. When it arrives, you will receive a big bag of grain, just like this one, which contains pale malt, Cara malt and red rye crystal malt. You also receive all of your hops packaged up. You just need to weigh them out. So these ones are going to go in the boil or in a whirlpool. And these ones are going to go in a dry hop. We've got Cascade, Chinook, Pilgrim, Citra, and more Citra. And you also get a whopping 3 packets of yeast. You get 2 packets of SO4 and a packet of the Brew Farmhouse as well. So it's going to be a really interesting blend of beer. I'm going to go over there and get all this mashed in now, and I will catch up with you in a little bit. So as I mentioned earlier on this beer, the malt bill is made up of Simpson's Best Pale Ale Malt, Simpson's Cara Malt and Simpson's Red Rye Crystal. We are going to be mashing this at 65 degrees for 1 hour, and then we're going to be stepping it up to 75 degrees for the last 10 minutes. And as with most of the beers that we do, we have run all the water through a reverse osmosis filter to get it back to a blank profile. And kindly, on the Malt Miller's website, they have actually put down the full water profile from Adnams. And you can then use any kind of water calculator that you want, like the one in Grainfather or Brewfather, to build that up to the required water profile for this beer. And as you can see there, the rolled plates on the Grainfather do make everything a lot easier. Hi guys, I'm Mark.
I'm Penny.
And we are the Oyster Boys, and today, back again, reviewing more beer. And today You've made, I should have said we in case I've messed it up, Adnams Ghost Ship in the kit that you can get from the Malt Miller.
Yeah.
So it's a beer I've never actually had.
No, it's when we talked about it, and I just said, is it widely available? So it's the Adams. They do the
Adnams.
Oh right, okay, yeah. So so I thought Adams is in the lager.
Adam. Some guy called Adam. You're thinking of Sam Adams.
I was, yeah. So I mean, it's fairly easy to get. Most got
it on the Sainsbury's shop, mate.
There we go.
Delivered to the door.
There we go. Nice and easy. So yeah, it's just one of those, I suppose. But I don't know whether it's going to be similar to when we did the what was the Kentish Town IPA that we did. Cornwall.
Proper Cornish.
Proper Cornish.
Yeah,
whether it's going to be similar, because obviously you talked about this at the start. There's a lot of dry hops, but interesting one with this, which I'm really intrigued about, is the sort of, you added 2 yeasts in this, didn't you?
Yes, we did. So there was the Safale SO4.
Yep.
2 packets of that.
Yeah.
And then after that, a packet of the Laumand Farmhouse, like a saison.
Yeah, so it's obviously almost a Breton style.
To give it a bit of a tang anyway.
Yeah, okay,
give it a bit of a tang.
I'm really interested to find out. So, and obviously quite heavily dry hopped as well. So.
Yep. So got the hot bong.
Yep.
Got the hot bong on the go. One thing I would say about this that I could tell you straight off the bat, because I've not tried this beer. I have just tapped the keg now.
Okay.
Is that in this bottle it is crystal clear. I can see right through that. I did not put any finings in. Well, any after the boil. So I've not put any gelatin or anything like that in there. Obviously, I used Irish moss or protofloc in the boil, but I've not cleared it. So I'm not expecting ours to be a bright, clear beer.
Okay.
If it looks anything like it did when it came,
it's not oxygenated. Oxidised, sorry.
It won't be oxidised, mate, because it was done in the Firmzilla. No pressure though, because I wanted the yeasty esters, the flavours from the yeast. I don't want to sort of suppress those.
Of course, yeah.
And then I put some pressure on it when I dry hopped, because I sort of was, put it under pressure, then use the hot bong, and you purge the hot bong with CO2 first. So oxygen-free transfer from there into a keg, and it's just gone.
Okay, so you've not seen it either, no?
I mean, I've seen it to run through.
Okay.
Just so I didn't taste it because I want to be surprised.
Okay.
I've literally
surprised.
Got the line cleaner out the line, rinsed the line, and then I've put it in the glass. So.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, well I'll put these in the glass. Do you want to fill the other 2 glasses up?
Yeah, I'll take these.
Okay.
You fill those.
Sound. Do a bit of...
Straight off the bat, mate, not clear.
No.
As you can tell.
No.
I mean, colour-wise, when you look at the
you know, what kind of orange they are.
They are the same orange.
They're a similar orange.
They've
Obviously,
the same chart,
one you can see through and one you can't.
Yeah.
I could smell this when I was pouring it.
Yeah, I could smell a little bit from theirs. I think before we go in and get our heads or noses stuck into it, it's going to be like the proper Cornish, where it was just a more intense version of their bottle thing.
Well,
probably because they filtered it.
Yeah, I mean, they probably filter theirs, possibly, and ours is super, super fresh as well. So all of those hop flavours and dry hop stuff will be, I would say, more pronounced in ours.
Yeah.
I've never tried Ghost Ship, so I'm going to dive in with theirs first to see how we go.
A little bit of maltiness.
Yeah, quite malty smell.
Yeah.
Not as hop forward as I would have expected from what I did with ours.
Yeah.
You definitely smell that sweety, malty biscuit backbone, can't you? And it's funny now because now I know that the yeast that we've used is like a combination of two, and one of them is like a farmhouse yeast.
Yeah.
I can kind of get that in the smell. Because we've done a saison ages ago, haven't we?
Okay, yeah, almost a little bit of the TCP-esque. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Sort of medicinal?
Yeah. I'll just give it a little sip.
It's got a bit of a tang, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very, what's the word? It's like bitter almost, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not like almost borderline old man beer, I think, really.
I think there's a reason why I've not picked this beer. I've tried it before. It's a very old man beer, isn't it?
How are we going to do this? Are we going to go for a full oyster score on it, or are we just...
Well, we'll do a full oyster score on this, but that beer reminds me, you know, how they make yourself when you go to the Morrisons and they've got Hobgoblin, all those sort of beers. They all pretty much taste...
They all taste the same.
So.
But I think I've got high hopes of this though, because
yeah.
it smells great coming out the tap, and I think it's going to taste a lot better than...
Okay.
We want it to taste the same, but I think ours tastes better, purely because of the freshness. But, okay.
Okay, well, looks first, obviously.
I think, you know, look at that. The colour's lovely. It's a really nice orange colour. I don't know how it's going to pick up on camera, but it is, you know, a nice colour. I think if I open that keg, dump some gelatin in it, you know, we'd probably have a bit close to the real thing. But I think you cannot see through that at all. It's completely like a block in the glass, super murk. But the colour's really nice, and I think it's a similar colour. I mean, that looks like Iron Brew from here when you look at it through the top. Similar colour, but the opacity is completely different. I'd probably give it a 6.
Yeah, I'd give it a bit more than that, maybe 6.7 for you doing yourself a bit down, really.
Can I smell it?
You can.
Whew. Yeah, so you can definitely smell the hops a lot more in this one, can't you? And potentially that is because it's like super fresh. You know, just opened the keg. It's probably been in the keg a couple of weeks now, but just tapped it today.
Get a little bit of sweetness from like a pineapple-esque sort of.
Yeah, and there's some like orange peel.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's a Citra beer, so you'd expect some of the citrus notes, but
yeah, grassy as well.
Yeah.
Very grassy.
I think it smells really good though.
Yeah.
I'd probably give it an 8 at 0.2.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8. 8 on the nose, yeah. It definitely doesn't smell like an old man beer. Let's put that way.
No, it doesn't.
I like it. Sorry, it's cold.
Oh yeah, sorry. So
it's really cold out here.
It's cold outside, and the chiller that I use, it's like a remote chiller or a flash chiller that you'd have in a pub, but it's a 4-line chiller, and I loop everything through twice because then those chillers are designed for your keg being at like 10, 12 degrees in a cellar in a pub. Obviously mine aren't. My kegs are at room temperature in my utility room, which is about 20 something degrees, because my boiler's in there as well.
Good boiler as well.
It's a good boiler, into gas, proper solid boiler. Yeah, so I have to loop everything through twice to make sure that it is going to be cold. That is colder than I would normally than I would normally pour it. It's very, very cold. But should we try it?
I was going to say, can we taste it?
Cheers.
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 Miles fruitier.
You really do get that orange peel, don't you? And the citrus notes, and then maybe a slight bit of sweetness in there as well. I don't get as much maltiness from that than I do with theirs as well.
The bitterness is like this is spot on.
Yeah,
exactly the same. And when you taste them one after the other, you know, it is. If you take the hops out of it and you're looking at the malt, the mouthfeel I think is pretty much spot on as well. Because the water profile, the guys at Adnams, I think, if you watch the Malt Miller's videos about it, they'll give you a lot more detail. But I think the guys at Adnams basically gave them the water profile and said, this is what our water is.
Oh right.
So that's published on there. So I've then plugged that into. You use Brewfather, but I use the Grainfather app. for the water chemistry side of it. So we use RO water, and then I've put the water additions that the Grainfather app suggests to get as close as I can to the Adnams base water.
So it should be like that, and somewhere you've gone wrong.
But I think what I was saying was the mouthfeel and the sort of like malt, backbone, and bitterness are pretty much spot on. It's just the hop.
I really like that. I really like it.
Which one? My one?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the Malt Miller's one.
The Oyster Boys one. Yeah. But yeah, sorry, it's interrupted. Yeah, so it's very close to it. So yeah, I really like that. I think that yeast does just give it a bit of a...
That little tang at the end of it. Because if you'd have made this just using SO4, you know, you'd probably have a really, really good beer. You know, because SO4 is a solid yeast. But it just gives it that little tartness, like almost like a sourness at the end, doesn't it? Which I do.
So
really
when you have
like
a sort of like a marmalade cake or something like that, or just that, you know, like a Jaffa cake, and just got that sort of tang from the orange. Yeah,
like a bit of that tang.
So I mean, I'd be really interested whether they do their own tap room that you can go to, and they do an unfiltered version, and what how similar it was, because I do think, like you say, you don't know how old this has been on the shelf for, do you?
I know that you can buy mini kegs of it, and I know that they make it available for, you know, those perfect draft machines.
Oh, okay.
And I've seen people drinking it out of them, and it is like it comes out maybe not as murky as that, but it comes out
murky. Okay.
Yeah, not clear, not a bright beer like this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe they do. Maybe it's a bit of a way to go, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So
a bit of a way to go. But I think for this one, taste-wise, because you know me, I'm a hopper. Anyway, I love my hoppy beers. I'd put that up in the 8s. 8.5.
I'm going to go high, 8.7. I really like it.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Yeah, it's good.
So...
And I think, you know, like I said, the mouthfeel on it is really...
Yeah.
I really like that.
I think you got the carbonation nice as well.
Of course I did. Of course I did.
Do they recommend the PSI or...?
No, so they don't recommend how many volumes of CO2, so I've just matched it to, you know, I think an English golden ale or something like that. But what I've started doing, because if you've watched our channel before, you know that my carbonation chart is usually wild, because I carbonate at room temperature.
Yes.
What I've started doing is using the firm fridge in the shed, carbonating in there, so I'm only setting it to like 10 psi because it's in a... because it's in a fridge. But then when I have it on serving pressure, my serving pressure for this is like 35 psi.
Right, okay.
Serving pressure. Because when it warms up, all the CO2 wants to escape from solution. Yeah. So I have to have enough high enough pressure to keep it in. So yeah, 35 psi serving pressure.
There we go. So that's why you use so much gas.
Well, it's the same amount of gas. It's just how quick it comes out there, isn't it? So, but yeah, it's... Anyway, moving on. What's next?
Price.
Price. Okay, so with this one, the kit to make this beer is £48.
Yep.
Which is for 40 pints, so it's £1.20 a pint, did we say?
Yep.
Considering you can get a bottle of this probably for £1.50 from Sainsbury's.
Yep.
Does it represent good value for money? If you were making exactly the same beer, I'd say no. But I actually think this beer is miles better.
Yeah. Well, I would pay £1.60 for that any day. I wouldn't for that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
So, I'll finish that. You know, I'm not going to pour it down the sink probably, but I'd much rather have this. Well, it's first Formula 1 of the season today, so I'm going to be having loads of this.
Half of it.
Half of it. Yeah, I'll be having half of it. You'll have the other half. Although I'm going to have to transfer it into a different keg for you, because that keg won't fit in your fridge.
You can just do it into a small one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, because it's currently in a Beavertown keg.
Oh, is it?
Which is like a big sanky keg. But price-wise, yeah, if we were making the same beer, and if I loved Ghost Ship and I wanted to make the exact same thing, I'd just go and buy Ghost Ship. Yeah. Because for the 5-hour brew day and then tying up your fermenter and then packaging it all up, and what you're saving really, not a huge amount. So, considering what you're getting out of it, though, I do think it's pretty good.
For that beer, it's good. Yeah, and I've seen what you go into. You've obviously got 2 packets of SO4. You've got 1 packet of the Brett and yeast. You've got all the hops to go in it.
Loads
of hops.
Loads of hops, yeah. And
there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. So I'd probably give it. I'm going to give it a 7 for this beer.
Right. I'm going to give it a 7.
Yeah.
7. Yeah. I think that's fair.
Is that a 7 or a 7-7?
No, it's 7. No, it's 7. Singular. 7. 7.0.
Sessionability, it is 4.5%.
Okay, the carbonation's good.
It's not too bitter.
It's not too bitter.
You're not going to get sick of it after dry mouth after 2 beers, are you?
No. Okay. I think a nice 7 as well for me.
All round 7s.
All round 7s, yeah.
Yeah, I think the same again. I'd have 7 pints of that.
Yeah. So, and it'd be delicious.
It's very cold out here.
So
isn't
it's March, spring. Harrison keeps getting. When's it spring? It's like
It's
spring
now,
now,
it's
and
spring
it's freezing.
I think it's clear.
It's not a beer for this sort of weather, is it?
It is clear which one of these two we prefer because these only had this much in it when you poured it. We literally had 1 or 2 sips. This is a much nicer beer. So if you wanted to, I think the best way to describe this would be if you wanted to make a beer which is based on Adnams Ghost Ship, then do this, but it's way better than Adnams Ghost Ship.
Absolutely.
That's what I'd say. Maybe I dropped a ball somewhere. Maybe I dried up
and accidentally made a better beer.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what I did. Yeah, I accidentally. I should get in touch with Adnams. Sorry, excuse me. I've improved your beer for you.
Here's what I did.
They
can watch this video.
Although it's funny because the guys from the Malt Miller, when they put out one of their videos, I think they were on a video call with one of the brewers from Adnams, that makes Ghost Ship, and they tried it, and they're like, yeah, it's pretty close, pretty spot on. So who knows how I've managed to make it, loads. I mean, I say it's better for my taste and better for your tastes, but if you absolutely love Ghost Ship, a spot-on clone of Ghost Ship, I don't think this is it.
No.
I followed the instructions to the T where possible. Great beer though.
Yeah,
great
absolutely.
Beer. It might not be Ghost Ship, but it's a great beer.
No, it's a good beer. It's a good beer. We can call it just, I don't know.
Ship.
Pint
of ship.
Hop ship.
Hop ship.
So there we go.
I think that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
here's the Oyster Score
for
this beer. Hope you liked the video. Smash like, hit subscribe, and come back for more. We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Oysters out.